Hi there, students. So here it's going to be a very short video about how to participate in a unit-wide discussion. Once again, this is a discussion that is designed for you to ask questions and then maybe answer the questions and so on. So um, you probably, there's just like in your discussion, there's a rubric, you know, fairly simple things, be kind, stay on topic, be professional, um, be critical but not combative, and we'll talk about all of those things. So here's a prompt question. So Ms. Kilbright says, well, why does square root of 32 turn into 4 square root of 2? How does that happen? So, and then, for example, a decent reply to that would be, well, hi, Alice, I think what happens, and then you show what happens here. Hope this helps. This is a very nice, polite reply. Then Mr. 5 here says, well, this is easy stuff. Just make a factor tree. And then he shows how he would do this, and then does some kind of explanation. So this portion right here is perfectly fine. What he does, he shows how he would do this question. He gives some kind of explanation here. Perfect. But I would refrain from saying things like, hey, this is easy. If someone asks a question that's clearly not easy for them, if something is easy for you, it doesn't mean that it's easy for someone else. So try to stay away from diminishing people's um, concerns and saying, well, how can you not understand this? This is so simple. Once again, math is not simple. Some people struggle with some things. You might be struggling with something that someone else understands. Be polite. Okay, here's another response where Mr. 5 says, I like your work shown. Pavel. Great help. So he responds to my post. Now, this is a very nice response, but it will not count towards your responses because, yes, it is very nice and polite, but it doesn't really involve any math content and whatsoever. It's nice to give a compliment, but it will not count towards your grade if that response will not be counted. Now, if you say, I really like your work, and then explain very particularly what you like about it using math terms, then it could count. But just to say, hey, great job, that's not it. Okay. Um, Here, I will show you how to write down the responses and how to use math symbols here in a second. Here's another example. Ms. Kilbright asks a question right here. And for example, I would answer, I think this is stupid that we have to do this. Okay, well, once again, this is not the place to voice this kind of opinions. If you don't like what we're doing, if it's too difficult, if you're frustrated, I understand that, but this is not the place to express your frustration. So this clearly will not be counted as one of your responses. However, Mr. 5, he does respond to the question with the nice explanation here, and that of course will count towards your responses. And finally, here's another example. Help in question 3, what does it mean when it takes 2, 9 bracket next to the x minus 2 in the question of f of x. So here, someone clearly could have a question that need the help, but try to be a little bit more specific. So my response here is, I don't understand the question, try taking a picture and posting it. So in one of the other videos, we talked about how you can post a picture of your question. That is perfectly fine. Basically, if you have a question, try to be clear about it. And same thing with this responses. Mr. 5 says domain restriction. Ms. Galbraith says, what is a domain restriction? It's when you restrict the domain. Well, none of these posts probably will count towards the number of posts that you need to complete, because this is not very, like, there's not much explanation here. Clearly does not explain to this person what that means. So try to be more specific and things like that. So I'm not trying to make it very difficult. I'm not grading you on accuracy. If you make a mistake in your explanation, that's okay. Someone hopefully will catch it too and correct you. If you have a lot of questions, that's okay too. I've been taking online courses, and this type of discussions were very helpful to me because I did not know what to do. My professor had very limited office hours. I could not always attend those. I would post questions in the discussion. Someone will answer those, and it was very, very helpful. This is what this is for. Um, One last thing, how do we make all of this reply? So you press the reply button. This, you get the text window, you can type things, but if you want to type math symbols, you have to press this button right here, the square root of x. That's where you press to insert some kind of math symbols. I will not do this right now to save time, but that's what you need to do for the equation editor. And then we already discussed how you can post, embed images, and you probably will not need to be embedding any videos though. So let me know if you have questions regarding this, if you're concerned about or confused about anything. But besides that, this is what is required of you on this unit-wide discussions and how to do them. This is how you would do them. Okay, hopefully this helps. Peace.